Welcome everyone to the Hall of Science.
As you all know, cells are the building blocks of life, and inside just one cell, thousands of chemical reactions are constantly occurring. The sum of all the chemical reactions taking place inside a whole organism is called metabolism. All these chemical reactions don't just happen willy-nilly, but in specific sequences and cycles called metabolic pathways, all of which happen in aqueous environments. And every compound that takes part in metabolic pathways are called metabolites, and every reaction in the metabolism is controlled by a specific enzyme. Metabolic pathways can be really long, and the product of one step acts as a reactant for the next reaction. There are two main types of metabolic pathways. They're anabolism and catabolism. Anabolic pathways synthesize products. They take in energy in smaller molecules called precursors, and they build more complex molecules. And because the process is endothermic, the products are higher energy. Since anabolic pathways synthesize larger molecules, catabolic pathways break down large molecules. Since catabolic reactions are exothermic, their products are lower energy. Since catabolic reactions produce energy and anabolic reactions need energy, the two function in a cycle, but complementary anabolic and catabolic reactions are controlled separately so that one doesn't keep undoing the other, which is called a futile cycle. The energy exchange that happens between these reactions takes place through adenine diphosphate and adenine triphosphate. While the number of elements in the body is limited, the body produces a huge variety of biomolecules, and many of them are macromolecules like proteins, nucleic acids, carbohydrates, and lipids. Most macromolecules are polymers, and both the polymers and monomers of macromolecules have uses in the body, so the body continues to make both the polymers and the monomers. In making polymers, condensation reactions occur. For example, an esterification reaction like the making of an amino acid. In order to form a polymer, the monomer has to have two functional groups so they can link together on either side with other monomers. The enzymes that cause this polymerization are called polymerases. The opposite of these condensation reactions that form polymers are hydrolysis reactions that break down polymers. Instead of producing a water molecule, hydrolysis reactions take a water molecule and break down a polymer, like the making of a monosaccharide from a polysaccharide. One important thing to note is that what a biomolecule does is based on its physical shape. For example, cellulose is really tough and insoluble, so it's used for body structure, and enzymes have special places where substrates can bind onto them so that they can catalyze. Now let's look at one really important metabolic process, photosynthesis, the way organisms get energy from the sun. The key to photosynthesis is the absorption of light from the photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll. The light energy captured drives a series of reactions, but the overall reaction looks like this, with 6 carbon dioxides and 6 waters with light, forming 1 glucose and 6 oxygens. Since photosynthesis, literally having synthesis in the name, is anabolic and it takes energy, its product glucose is high energy. While obviously animals can't photosynthesize, animals get energy-rich molecules from eating instead, and both animals and plants respirate, which is the release of this energy in a controlled way. Respiration, like photosynthesis, takes a lot of steps, but its overall reaction is essentially the reverse of photosynthesis. The first step of respiration is called glycolysis, and it happens both anaerobically, without oxygen, and aerobically, with oxygen. The anaerobic reaction doesn't release much energy, so its product is still pretty high energy. But the aerobic reaction, which continues the anaerobic reaction, releases a lot of energy. Aerobic respiration happens in a series of redox reactions. The reactants are called cytochromes, and they keep getting reduced until oxygen acts as a terminal electron receptor and it's reduced to water. In the environment at large, photosynthesis acts as a carbon sink, which means it removes CO2 from the atmosphere, while respiration and combustion act as carbon sources, so they produce CO2. Because of human activities such as deforestation and combustion, the carbon cycle today is imbalanced.